God bless you. Your boy, Pastor Q, coming to you from Second Chance Church. I pray that everybody's having a dope and amazing weekend. I like to reminisce a lot. I like to, sit back sometimes and get in the cut sometimes by myself and just reflect on things. And I always find myself going down memory lane as a child, like growing up with my cousins, and hanging out on the south side and reliving some of those days, that we had crazy times together. Especially with one of my favorite cousins who's passed away, just reliving what we used to do as kids, man. Those are some really, really dope days, man, that I really didn't appreciate or really, take advantage of in the moment until now, when you think back to those joints. But I want to talk really quick about a real quick word. It's about faith, man. It's coming from Hebrews chapter 11, verse number 1. We're very familiar with this passage of scripture. It says, now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. And I want to talk about one of my childhood favorites that's still a favorite for me today, Nowlatas. Now, Nowlatas. I'm from the south side, man. And I want to talk about one of my childhood favorites that's still a favorite for me today, Nowlatas. Now, Nowlatas. I'm from the south side, man. And some people call them now and laters. Some people call them taffy. Chicago, you call them Nowlatas. It's one word. It's together, Nowlatas. And this particular candy is a square candy. Nothing but straight sugar and diabetes in a piece of paper. And Nowlatas is so good, man. It used to be. Nowlatas is so good, bro, whereas you can tear the paper off of it and it'll still be that little piece of paper on it, and you still gonna eat that joint because you don't care about what's on the Nowlata. You just want to eat the candy. And I want to talk about Nowlatas because that's faith. The thing about the candy is it's created and it has a context of you being able to enjoy this now and later, because when the candy is supposed to start out, it's supposed to start out as a hard surface. It's supposed to start out as a piece where you have to work to get to the fruitness within. Come on and go with me here. You got to work until it gets a little bit softer to be a little bit manageable for you to chew and enjoy it. Hence the term now and later. Now is hard, and later it gets a little bit softer and more enjoyable to the point that it makes you crave for another piece. It came in a pack of 5, and 5 is grace. And what I love about Nowlatas is me and my cousins in Chicago, what we would do is we would get these joints at the store. When you get them at the store, depending on what corner store you go to, Gresham, it was always hot in that store. But 5 Star, for those who know, So over there in Gresham, you go to that store on 87, up on 87 in State, and you get your Nowlatas. My favorite was pineapple and fruit punch. And with the Nowlatas, I would put them on the porch outside while we playing, because then outside in the summertime, you let them joints get a little bit soft. Okay, let's go. You let it get a little bit soft because it's easier to manage, but more importantly, it's easier to get through, whereas you're going to eat multiple pieces at one time. But what's crazy about the Nowlatas is if you let it get too soft and you go to open that paper and now you got a sticky mess. And here's where we can go into his word a little bit. Sometimes we want life to always be easier and more pliable for us to be able to digest and for us to go on to the next stage. But sometimes you got to go through some hard times. You got to go through some hard periods. But it says now faith is the substance of things hoped for. It's the evidence of things not seen. Now faith is the substance. That means that's the confidence. That means that's just the sheer bravado of knowing that this thing is going to come to pass. I know this candy going to get good in a little bit, but I got to go through this hard stage to enjoy the fruit a little bit later. Now, faith is the confidence in things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. The evidence meaning that it's kind of as if I'm acting as if I'm already in it before I'm already in it. You feel me? And the way that I do that, and me and my cousin Pooh, what we used to do, we are still to this day Jordan fanatics. You know what I'm saying? Whereas, and I remember talking about him when we did his eulogy. What was crazy about Pooh wouldn't have the shoes, but would believe that he's going to get the shoes. He would believe that Granddaddy was going to get the shoes for him before they even released. He had a bravado about himself, whereas he knew that this joint was coming. Even for PlayStation, that was a big thing for us when we was going to the very first joint, the gray joint. He believed it was coming. Nintendo, the original NES Mario Brother joint. He had index cards that he drew and made controllers and put them on his desk and made us play with it as if it was a real Nintendo. And how we did that is we would turn on Jordan and the game on Sundays, and we would watch the real Bulls game, but we have these index cards and we would act as if like we had a Nintendo and we was playing a game while looking at real TV. That's the kind of faith Pooh had. But what's crazy about it is, for me, I was a little bit different, whereas I got the outfit before the shoes, and I still do that today. Was I get this shirt, I'm like, yeah, that shirt gonna go perfect with these J's that's coming out in June. That's gonna be dope for them Christmas J's. So let me get this fit right now. I did that for recently. They are called Brick by Brick Jordan 4s, and it was this rust colored shirt that I found like earlier in the year, and I was like, I'm gonna get this shirt now because when the bricks come out in March, it's gonna be busted. And so Nowlatas, I just had that mentality to say that now I'm gonna activate this faith now, so that way later I can actually see the fruit of that now. And here's the thing, man. Your faith has to show the evidence and that confidence that God is going to move. Because what's dope about it, faith is action. There's a difference. There's a stark difference. I believe in this. I have a belief in God. I believe that he's going to do it. But I know he's going to do it. It's totally different. I believe that God is able, but I know that he's able is totally different, because you move a little bit different. You don't walk around with as much worry or as much tension, if you will, if there's a difference that you allow the Lord to define in you. And that comes with time. That comes with living. That comes with life. And whereas it's a matter of, I believe that God's going to do this thing, but I know that he's able. So some folks, you have a conversation with him, whereas it's just a matter of like, yeah, I believe God going to make a way. Well, that hit a little bit different, because it's like you still have room for subjectivity, if you will, where it's just like, yeah, I believe he'll do it, but I also believe that I can win this lottery real quick. You know what I'm saying? Your faith ain't all the way there, because you ain't talking faith like talk. That faith is, I know the Lord is going to make a way. I know the Lord's going to do that. That faith talk is where you're operating and you're moving already. You're having that action already. That faith talk is that Noah talk, whereas he says that I'm going to have it rain for 40 days and 40 nights. And Noah said, let me go ahead and get this ark ready. He's building it before he could even see it. So that's the faith and the mentality, whereas you got to have in the now later stage, whereas you got to operate and move in this season as if it's already on. You got to act like you got a delivery date, and that joint shows on your radar saying it's out for delivery between 2 and 6 p.m. on this day, and you are moving and acting as if you know that joint is on the way. And that's what the Lord is looking for. But what's so crazy about faith? That moves God. Some of y'all are waiting on God, and God is saying, I'm waiting on you. Oh man, I'm just going to wait on the Lord and just be of good courage. And I'm waiting on you to believe enough that I'm going to make this thing happen, and that you act like what you're saying. See, you got to put actions to your words. You got to put actions to this thing called faith. You got to build actions in this thing called Nowlatas. Because in the Nowlatas stage, when you open it and you start to chew on it, it gets a little bit easier and pliable, and now you can digest it, and now you can enjoy the fruit of that labor. Here's the thing with the chewing of the Nowlata, when it's hard, sometimes when you chew it a little bit too soon, it is too hard, that joint will break up in your mouth. And it break up, and now it's like all clunky and everything. You're like, oh, that wasn't it. I want it to be a little bit chewy. I want it to be a little bit more fluid, if you will. But not everything in life is going to be fluid. Not everything in life is going to be all chewy and sticky and gooey and easy to digest. You're going to have to go through the stages. You got to go through the pineapple piece. You got to go through the now later piece of the fruit punch. The crazy, I call people who love banana anything, y'all crazy. Banana candy is disgusting, but whatever. My wife loves banana Laffy Taffies. Oh my God, caramel! And why do you like these things? But that's a vibe. Yeah, do your thing. But But it's a matter of that's what you do. You have to put in the work. You have to put in the labor. You have to believe. It even talks about that, whereas if I have the size of a mustard seed, my faith that is, and believe that this mountain can be removed, it shall move. It don't take much. It don't take much. The Lord moves and operates with such little. He does so much more with just your little. If you would just praise me just a little bit, if you would just pray and believe just a little bit, if you would just act like you're going to have this thing come to pass just a little bit, I'll move on your behalf and I'll make things that's so surmountable or too big for you. I'll make those things come to pass because I'm greater than what you're believing. I'm greater than what you see right now. I'm greater. You better get you some Nowlatas. Listen, your faith this week need to be Nowlata soft. You need to, you need to be pliable and know that the Lord is making this thing gonna come to pass. You need to go out there and know that let me put this joint out there on the sidewalk so that way it can get a little bit gooey, a little bit soft. Because I believe that that's just how quick this thing is gonna turn around for me in my life right now. It's hard right now. It don't look like it don't even taste right now. I can't even really get the flavor that I want in this joint right now because it ain't hitting like it should right now because it's hard. But here's the thing. When you turn that Nowlata and believe that what's happening later is happening right now by the faith that you walk in and the confidence that you walk in and the way that you articulate, the way that the Lord is going to do this and has already done this, and I know that he's done that, it's going to hit a little bit different, a lot faster for you. God bless you. I pray that these Nowlatas bless you because I'm going to Family Dollar now to look for some Nowlatas. Nowlatas don't hit the same no more. They're in a long pack now. I like, and you got to, these are the Dollar, I think it's Family Dollar or Dollar General, one of the two, as you can find it. But I always go to the little bodega joints. It's a joint out here in Orlando that's just like New York shop, the New York stores up in New York. And they had a Nowlata packs at the register. That's where you know you got real Nowlatas. They sit at the register and it's in a little bucket and you got to go through and you got to see exactly which flavors you want and you got to put them out on the counter and you keep adding them up. They used to be like 10, 15 cents back in the day. Now they're like $1, but whatever. It's still the same 5 pieces of candy. But those Nowlatas hit different. Was in the plastic, you pull the plastic out and then you get the paper and it's just all paper and you take that paper off and there's still a piece of paper on there and you still eat it anyway because you know it's going to be good. That's how you got to have that faith right there. Whereas it's like, it don't look like, okay, the Nowlata ain't gonna always look like it should. The Nowlata ain't always gonna be perfect. It's always gonna be something on it. It's always gonna be a little bit of piece of paper on there to let you. But what's dope about the Nowlata, and I'm finna go ahead and get out of here now because I'm getting excited. What's really dope about the Nowlata is when you take the piece of paper off and there's still that little piece of paper on there and you eat it anyway. That is giving you a reminder of just the struggle it took for you to get that paper off of it. How much effort it took to get the paper off that you don't even care. I just can't wait no longer. I'm believing that this thing is still going to be good. That's the type of faith that God wants to get out of you, whereas it's like, I don't care what it looked like. You still know that I'm good. Oh, taste and see that the Lord is good. You better go get you some Nowlatas. Hey, God bless you. Have a dope week. Hey, you better get you some Nowlatas.